start the show.
All right. What's up, Turtle Riders? How's everybody doing tonight? Good? Excellent. Give me 1 sec to just change my mic here. And all right. Welcome, guys, to the Turtleboy Live Show. Do me a favor. I went ahead and I shared this link on the Clarence. No, not Clarence Everson. He's suspended for like 18 more days, something like that, maybe 17. Doesn't really matter. The Turtleboy Sports page and the Uncle Turtleboy page. Those are the two Facebook pages I'm currently using. Go ahead and share them on there and give them a like too. You need to hook those up with a like because we're trying to build those up. The Turtleboy Sports page is actually growing incredibly fast. It's gone from 11 to 12,000 pretty quickly this week, so that's good. So make sure you get over there and join the fun. A lot of Ratchet's been commenting on there lately. It's starting to look like the old days, so get on that. Also, I've tweeted it out. You can follow me on either of my Twitter accounts. I got two now. I've been back on Twitter for a minute. At Dr. Turtleboy and at Turtleboy Phone. Either one of those will do. Again, I've been banned from Twitter for so long, and then I finally get back on after I get rid of Fupa Computer, and I can't suck dick for followers. I'm up to like 6,400. Come on, let's get that up, people. It should be way over 10,000 by now. So, all right. Because they're actually letting me stay on. It's such a nice change. Okay, so it looks like we got a good crowd here tonight. 135. Let's keep that going. Keep sharing, people. Smash that subscribe button if you haven't already. Smash that like button because we're going to talk about some things tonight. We're going to talk about some interesting things. Thank you, Naomi. I appreciate that much. She says, love the new intro, Turtleboy. You rock. So the Turtleboy production crew is definitely helping out with that. They're doing a great job. If you guys would like to donate to the program, there's something called Super Chat, that little $sign at the bottom. If you donate to that, you get to write a little message like Naomi did here, and you get to write whatever you want to write. I mean, you don't have to write "You Rock, Turtleboy." You can say, my baby mama is a crack hoe, or, my baby mama lost 2 kids to DCF, or something like that, or hacked in their account, or burnt the truck down, or whatever crazy shit you want to write. You can do whatever you want. Call out anybody you want. And yeah. Okie dokie. So without further ado, let me just give you a quick background of what's happening here tonight. So I told you guys I was going to let the fucking KP thing die, right? And I really have no intention of keeping it going. However, there's like a lot of new Turtle Riders that don't even know the story. And I really feel like, how do I feel about this? I feel like they need to know, because as Kate continues to stay on YouTube and try to maintain relevance, like I'm always going to be there to let her know that, like, I'm going to call her out in her bullshit for what she really is. As long as she pretends to be this person on the internet that fixes, you know what I mean? That can judge anybody else for anything. I will be there to remind her followers of exactly who the fuck she is. And I went on Bret's panel. I ended up on Bret's show last night for like 2 hours. Go listen to it. It got pretty wild. And we started talking about a lot of this stuff. And I'm like, I'm having this woman on tomorrow who is her husband was one of Kate's good friends growing up. And a comment that he made was actually included in one of the blogs about Kate Peter. If you don't know who Kate Peter is, I don't have time to rehash the whole thing, but basically she was a blogger for me that I brought on without doing much background research. And she was a really good writer, and she built up like a rapport with Turtle Riders, and she got them to trust her. She did a lot of blogs that, like the Michael Cadena blog, and she helped raise a lot of money with the Ryan Waters, CM Cardin thing. Like that was all her idea. Thank you, Brendan. Thank you, Emily. I appreciate that. So she ingratiates herself by making herself very useful to you and getting people to like her. And I fell for it. I mean, I'm somewhat of a pushover when it comes to stuff like that. I believe in second chances. If she had told me like I have a little bit of a ratchet past, I would have been like, okay, that's fine. Whatever, people change. Had I known it was this ratchet, probably not. Because you just can't work for Turtleboy and throw stones at people if you got these things in her closet like this. So I thought she was normal. But it turns out she lost 2 of her kids permanently to DCF. They got adopted out. She didn't have a choice. The other 2 kids have been in and out of foster care her entire life. Her daughter 3 months ago went missing, by the way, and I found her. I'd like to point that out. I found, like, I put the thing out for the kid and I said, have you seen this kid? Let us know. A couple hours later, the kid was found. So you're welcome, Kate. I saved your kid's life. Unlike you, I actually care about her. But you know, she's all fucked up because of what Kate did to her. And I'm not trying to, like, people say, oh, why are you bringing the kids into it? I'm not. I'm bringing Kate into it. Kate's parenting skills. They're the subject of that. So it's not about them. I don't hate the kids. They're innocent in all this. But Kate certainly is not. So what I have tonight, I have, you know, so basically Kate came on and she ended up starting this, like, doing a show called Bristol Crew on my channel. And a lot of the viewers on there were fake, I came to find out. And she kind of started building her own little brand within the brand and started, like, taking advertisers of mine without telling me, which is stealing money, literally stealing money from me. So when I found out about that, I asked her about it and she got all pissy and she quit. Basically, like, how dare you question me? I'm the Bristol Crew. She thought it all went right to her head, the amount of viewers she had and stuff like that. But as it turns out, she had been sabotaging my company from the inside with an account called Aiden Blarney, actively sabotaging an event we were going to have. We're going to rehash some of that tonight and add a couple more things on here just to relate to. But yeah, so after that, I mean, I don't even, what else did she do? She hacked it. She got a restraining order against me, a temporary one, and then attempted to violate me on it by hacking into my Facebook account and writing a death threat to her using the Turtleboy name. Then she burnt a company truck down and tried to blame it on me for that. She lost in court to get the harassment order. So I beat her in court. It was pretty easy. Hilarious. She got laughed out of the courtroom. Her and her ratchet friends kind of got, were no longer welcome in the courtroom anymore due to their behavior. And I wrote a 5-part series about her, exposing her whole past with DCF and her parenting skills and how many times the cops have come to us. I could just go on and on and on. However, let me just share real quick this. I put it in the blog here. So this was a post on Stephen Young, who is the father of 3 of her kids, 2 of them that are gone and 1 that still remains. When Stephen Young's in-laws or sister or mother or whoever took the kids in while Kate was doing her binges and whatever, Kate would harass them and just be very rude to the family and say things that you should not say to people that, you know, are taking care of your kids. Now, Kate ended up getting blocked by this woman. And so she had her friend Eli reach out and say, it's a system glitch. This is 2012, by the way, that you have those kids right now. This is to the woman taking care of the kids. And this, keep in mind, he's doing this at the behest of Kate. Kate is a great mother to those kids. And I can and will plan and vouch for that. If you didn't want the kids, then you shouldn't have set her up by calling DCF on her and falsifying bullshit accusations against her. Don't try and make yourself out to be a martyr either, because you're just the sister of a wife-beating, womanizing, sexist fucking dickhead that got her pregnant and promised her the world but couldn't deliver. I think it just may... this sounds like some Kate were right. I think it just may be genetic, the crazy urge to play God and then tell all your friends about it, blah, 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 blah. So she goes on. Eli goes on and on and on. So this is Eli's wedding in 2016, and Kate was the best man. I swear to God, Kate was the best man in a wedding. So there they are. Okay. There's what the fuck? Oh my goodness gracious. Who dresses like that at a wedding? Like, what the hell? Oh, disgusting. Oh, wicked witch. So anyway, this woman shared a bunch of stories, and go ahead and read the blog. I put a bunch of her anecdotes in there, but I figured it would be better if she would just tell us herself. So I'm going to bring her on. Let's see. Her name's Natasha. And how you doing, Natasha?
It's good.
Welcome to the program.
It's a shit show, huh?
Yeah, oh yeah, I'd say so. So what can you so you tell us, so your husband Eli was friends with her, correct?
Yeah, they were like best friends growing up. She would tell everybody that would listen, like it's like 7th grade.
Since 7th grade, okay. And that you guys started dating or whatever, you get married in 2016. Kate is the best man in your wedding so far. How did that how is Kate the best man?
So we came up here to get married. We lived in Georgia, where I'm from.
Okay.
So we came up here just to get married or whatever, and then a bunch of shit just messed up or whatever. Kate was like, she like reconnected. She was like reaching out to Eli and me both, and she's like being all nice, whatever. Keep in mind, she hated me when we got together, so
Yeah,
she made it very clear I was too old, too fat, too ugly, had too many kids, I was too much baggage, I wasn't good enough for Eli.
Okay, so Tomo, before we go any further, how did you find me?
So we were, it was just Eli was scrolling through your channel, I guess, or whatever.
How do you find it? It was like, because this is like a year old.
He's from here, so like he knew about Turtleboy. He knew about you.
Okay.
Like he's from here. You know what I mean? He grew up here, so he knew all about it. He was at work last week or something. He was at work and he was scrolling through your stuff and he saw that and he was like, "Holy shit!" And he sent it to me and I was like, "What in the world?" And we read all of it. We were like, I was obsessing over it. I was like, I couldn't believe that she had done any of that stuff. Like I thought what she did to us was like a single thing. Mm-hmm. Like no, there's no way that's just that she's just doing this everywhere and everybody still believes she's a good person on any level. Like,
yeah,
that's humorous. Like,
yeah. So tell me about, so Kate, she obviously attempted to break up your marriage shortly after getting married. Is that right?
Yeah. So she's our best man. We get married. She's like best friends with both of us. We're hanging out all the time, whatever. And then she's all of a sudden, she's at our house all the time, like every day. And she's just hanging out with me every day while Eli's at work. And then she starts telling me these little like tidbits of stuff. Like she would start out saying things like, "Oh, well, Eli is my best friend. He's my best friend, but now me and you are good friends too. So now I don't feel right about some of this stuff. So I need to tell you these things." And it was just little seeds of doubt. Do you know what I mean?
No, I know. Like,
yeah. So it's like, oh, well, he said something about this girl or he's, he said something to me about he's not happy about this. He doesn't like how you are about this, or like different things, just little things. And it was to begin with, but it was like over weeks or months even.
So, and the entire time she's just making this up out of nowhere.
Oh yeah. And I didn't say anything to Eli because okay, first, to begin with, I was like, this is all bullcrap. I don't know why this is happening, but whatever. Because I already knew she was really good at manipulating. Eli already warned me of that. Not because he thought anything like this, but just like, don't get tangled up in her shit because she gets crazy sometimes, basically.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So she's telling me all this stuff, and to begin with, I'm like, whatever. And then it comes up, like it keeps going, and then one day she tells me, you cannot tell him that I told you this. Like he would never speak to me again. I would be betraying his trust and this, that, and the other, and tells me that Eli has talked to her about basically like he's forming a plan to cheat on me for what does she call it? A regular side chick, she called it.
Okay.
And named some girl that I don't remember her name now, but she knew that she knew what my insecurities were, and she knew what they could be, and she knew how to push my buttons without me even knowing she knew.
Yes.
So she just knew what she was doing. And she told me that, and I had enough. So later that night, I just told Eli, I'm like, look, I'm pretty sure this is all bullshit, but I just want to tell you what she's saying. And I told him everything she had been saying, and he called her on the phone on speakerphone right then and there with me. And he said, and she answered, and he said, "Kate, are you really trying to break up my fucking marriage?" And she was like, what are you talking about? And he said, "You're telling my wife all these lies about stuff. Why are you doing, like, why would you do this?"
Yeah.
And she was like, "I'm at work. I'm not going to do this right now. This is very unprofessional." And she hung up the phone.
Wow.
And she immediately texted me and she said, "I guess you know that I can't be your friend anymore because you betrayed my trust and you told him what I said." And then she starts texting him like, "I don't know what she's talking about. She's lying, whatever. Like it was just bull crap."
So the similarities between my experience when you started reading the blogs I had written about her, were you like thinking, oh shit, this has happened to me before, except she's doing it to somebody else now?
That's what got me, because it was a different scenario, but the process she went through was exactly the same. I mean, like it was a book or a manual, and she's just following it.
Yeah. So like, let me explain. So accountability for Mon asks, he goes, this is confusing. What did Kate say and what did she actually do? So it's my understanding that she basically came to you and said, Eli, your husband, her friend, is trying to fuck other chicks. And that was a completely made up lie intending to like sabotage your marriage. And then you called her on it.
Right.
Because obviously you talked to your husband about this. You confronted him about it. And he's like, what the fuck is this crazy bitch talking about? And to me, that's totally believable that she would do something like that, because it's happened to me. I don't know how familiar you are with some of my stories with her, but let's just kind of relive some of it. I'm going to bring it up now. And I'm going to relive some of this. And you can tell me if any of this shit has ever happened to you while dealing with this woman. Okay. So let me see here. Let's see. All right. So for the starters here, when I first started coming on, check this out. This is, did you happen to see this video? So this is when she was working for me. And this is right around when she kind of started getting like thinking she was like bigger than me or something, or too good to be on the show. And she had a pretty big audience that night. And so I was like, can you share the link for the fundraiser that we have? You know, and she got very upset and kind of rolls her eyes, cunty here.
So, hello, you're on the air. Oh, are we playing this game again?
Hold on.
Paraphrase it, because we're getting sunglasses. Who they're going to call the last 4 digits of the phone number that I have.
Hold on.
Okay?
Okay, so are you saying
story?
Where's the one where she rolls her eyes? Anybody know where it is in there? Anyway, somewhere I'll find it later. Basically, she rolls her eyes at me when I ask her to freaking, share the clip or share the fundraiser, and gets kind of cunty. So that's when I realized something was up here. Now, all of a sudden she leaves, right? The day she leaves, she goes in and she starts telling people that his attorney couldn't speak for Sam. He was represented. So basically there was this girl named Sam Cardin who got the shit kicked out of her by some guy named Rian Waters that we wrote about. And Rian Waters ended up suing both Samantha and me. And I went down to the courthouse, and Sam didn't have a lawyer. I did have a lawyer, and I felt bad for her. She's a victim of domestic violence. So like, I'm like, can you just speak on her behalf in there? So he did. He went on January 9th, 2019, spoke on her behalf. We did not have to be there. It cost me like $300. I had the receipts for it. I published the receipts, and she came out here and said that, he didn't write any motions, that he never did anything. It was all just a fucking lie. I'm like, it's kind of similar to what you guys went through. It's just this fucking sneaky lie for no reason, just to start shit that she knew, wasn't true. And here she is, and she's complaining that I'm like accepting donations. This is a text message that she wrote to me when we worked together. She goes, "It's a good case for donations. I guess the big question is, can we trust readers to donate? Maybe I should do some more legwork on finding feminists they donate. I'm not exactly a social justice warrior, but I do believe in some fights. In theory, if you have a fight that connects to a cause like this, it is incentive for people to donate so you can fight it. It transcends donate to Turtleboy to keep us writing, to donate to Turtleboy to fight against this precedent." Okay. So basically this woman's like telling me, like, oh yeah, here's what you're going to do. You're going to raise money this way. You're going to donate this way. Then I do it. And she's like, why are you accepting donations? This is the really sneaky part though. The Aiden Blarney. Did you see this one?
Pretty sure. I don't know.
Well, this is, we were going to have a big event, a fundraiser, and it was going to be like a raffle and stuff there. And all of a sudden on the page, this account called Aiden Blarney, which rhymes with my name, shows up. And it says, how about the jobless former teacher scams hundreds of brainwashed idiots into paying for his extravagant vacations and home mortgage while he cries poverty on the internet and pretends to have a bunch of bloggers that left him after he fucked them over years ago? Sounds like a good blog to me. So I'm like, wow, this person's salty. And then it says, look up Aiden's wife's page. and you can see pictures of the trip to Disney World they took, while Aiden cried for money, claiming he'd have to shut down his blog if he didn't get donations. And so I'm like, I didn't even put 2 and 2 together at the time. I didn't worry about who this was. It's just another troll. But then after Kate left, I went back and looked at this, and I'm like, I told one person in the world that I was going to Disney World because I didn't want to advertise it. Guess who that person was? Yeah, it was Kate Peter. So it could only be her. And then she goes, or what he did to, and then he names 3 of my bloggers. And I'm like, I keep my bloggers' names a secret. So I'm like, only fucking Kate could know that. So obviously this was her, just like with you, going behind people's backs, scamming the whole time. And here's my favorite part. She comments, she posts the link to the Aiden Blarney account in a group and says, we should all report this gal. So yeah.
That's what she does though. She like pretends to be friends and pretends to be on your side and like got your back and like we're tight and just collects information to use against you. That's what it's all about. You just like stockpiles it until she thinks she has enough to make a really big explosion. And then she likes to sit back and watch it. That's what she said to us once. She likes to create the fire and then just sit back and watch it.
Yeah. Some of your messages that you sent me were like fucking like, oh my God, like, I did not know this. A couple new anecdotes that were added to this that I had no idea. So obviously the wedding thing is interesting, but the really fucked up one is what she did to was it a gym teacher, Paul Henderson?
Oh,
yeah.
Tell me about that.
So
Mr. Henderson was a hockey coach.
Mr. Henderson, okay. He's a hockey coach.
Yeah.
His son is PJ, and I played hockey with PJ all growing up. Mr. Henderson also did some sort of work at the middle school where Kate and I went to school at. Kate, it would have to be 8th grade, alleged that, and Mr. Henderson's the nicest guy you can get. I mean, for real, the nicest guy in the world. Kate alleged that she had been inappropriately touched or something like that by Mr. Henderson, and nothing was ever founded, but it ruined his life because where we live so small, the Cape, everybody knows fucking everybody. Everybody's in everybody's business. And I think he left and went to like New Hampshire or Maine or some shit because his name was slandered because she was just a manipulative, lying little fucking broad. But nobody knew that she was lying then. You know what I mean?
So she got this guy, and he ended up getting cleared, right?
Yeah, nothing was ever brought up about it.
He got fired.
He resigned. From any kind of position working with kids. He didn't coach hockey anymore. He picked up and moved his whole family out of state.
And Natasha, didn't you say that she confessed to you that she made it all up?
She knew it was bullshit. One day we were sitting in the garage and Eli brought that up. He wanted to see if she would cop up to it.
Because she never said who it was. It was only later on because the Cape's so small that we were able to piece together that Mr. Henderson getting up and leaving and hearing that shit about it is who Kate was talking about. You know what I mean? They wouldn't say, oh, Mr. Henderson touched Kate or Kate filed a complaint. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So that it just kind of shows that it's.
And then I asked Kate about it. I was like, oh man, yeah, you remember Mr. Henderson? He was the nicest guy in the world. And somebody alleged that, you know, I guess like he had touched him or something. That it had to be a fucking lie. And she was like, oh yeah, that's crazy.
That's horrible. That's horrible. Bad. We were sitting in the garage and she said that. Bitch. And Eli looked at me and he looked like he was going to throw up. He was like, and then afterwards he told me, he was like, see, I told you she'll never, ever own up to it because she knows how absolutely slimy that is.
That is insane. And she can't even, she did it in 8th grade. Why? Why this guy? What did she have against him?
She's been that
nothing.
Clearly, he did nothing to her. Clearly, she's just been that fucking twisted her whole entire life.
That's what I said. It's like, to me, some people are just born fucking evil, right? Like, it's like
her dad was a drunk and would beat her and do all kinds of crazy shit. But you meet her dad, and her dad's a really nice guy, and he's married, and his wife doesn't want.
And he's like, what? He's like well respected in town too. I think he served on like the board of selectmen.
Kate tell it in middle school, her dad's a drunk who beats her all the goddamn time.
And what do you know? What do you know about Kate's brother, Matt?
I don't know much.
And I've heard that he's just, I don't know if he's not talking to the whole family, but he is estranged from Kate. And I don't know why.
surprised me though.
Yeah. So you've never met him, even though you were friends with her?
Yeah, no.
Okay. So that's so this is just, it's literally in her blood. Nothing has changed. There was other things you said about in these messages. You said that her kids spent almost their entire lives in either foster homes or Andrew's sister had them for years. Kate would do everything in her power to make DCF think Andrew's sister wasn't stable. Andrew, by the way, she calls Andrew her husband. She told me that she was married. She's not married to him. You know that, right?
I know she told us that they went to like New York or something for a weekend and they got married. But then afterwards, when we were hanging out every day, she told me about how she was still married to that other guy, the one that lived in like New Hampshire, Steven. And that he wouldn't give her a divorce and that he controlled the whole town there and that his family there does and that they're real scary and it's like you can't go there. And like she went there once and something bad happened. Like she really, it was crazy.
If she wanted to get a divorce, she could get a divorce. It's
right.
Like enough,
absolutely.
Well,
yeah.
In 15 years, you couldn't get a divorce in that.
Eli, were you friends with her when Steven kicked the shit out of her?
No, I lived in Georgia at that point in time. I lived in Georgia.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you wrote that message in 2012, was that you or was that Kate using your account?
No, it'd probably be Kate using my account. It doesn't sound like how I would write a message, but
it doesn't
I
sound
don't
like
remember. I smoke.
It doesn't sound like his words.
Yeah.
The way he would word it, the way the sentences are put together, the ranting.
Yeah. But I could have, you know what I mean?
He could have.
Because you were friends.
So if he did, it wasn't significant to him.
Yeah. Because it's like she was harassing the people that were taking care of her children in that letter, which is absolutely insane.
Well, she told us that they basically like stole her two youngest kids, and it didn't make sense why, because it really, what made me doubt it was, if she's so bad, why would she still have any kids? They wouldn't leave her with two kids and just take two kids. DCF would take all the kids.
That's actually true. I mean, so basically the problem is the two older kids were too old to adopt out. That was the big problem, is that
she told me that once, that DCF told her that. But
well,
it didn't make sense with the whole rest of the story.
So the two younger ones barely knew her. I mean, so it was easy for them to separate.
You let her tell it though. She goes to see them 3 or 4 times a year, and she has this great relationship with her parents. And
she told me the same thing. Is that true? They live in one town over.
I don't buy it.
I don't buy it either.
Because when she would get drunk, she would rant and cry and go on and on and on how she never gets to see those kids and how she doesn't even know what they look like. They're growing up without their mother, and she would be crying when she was drunk. Yeah, because she fell off the wagon a few times while we were taking care of her.
Oh, basically. My goodness. We went to, I brought her to an AA meeting one time just because I feel like she needed a little bit of sobriety, and she threw a goddamn fit in there. It was so embarrassing.
And left us sitting there.
Apologizing
to everybody.
What did she do? Tell me about it.
She started yelling at everybody and telling them how they're so judgy, but they don't have their lives together, and they're so high and mighty on their high horses.
And how the plan is a total fake and phony, and it doesn't work, and it's all bullshit.
Exactly. And how her kids got taken, and how God isn't real. I mean, like, for real, she lost her shit in the middle of the meeting.
Absolutely.
And then walked out and left us sitting there.
And then we had to go get out of the middle of the damn street in Chatham about getting run over. Main Street. And get her back in our car and bring her home and put her to bed. It was ridiculous. Like, and that wasn't the only time we went to a meeting. That's just the only time she totally lost her shit.
Yeah, I mean, this is like that. This reminds me of this quote from Kate. She goes, I could really go on and on. My new neighborhood bothers the heck out of me, the way children are raised around here. I'm certainly not this woman she loves to judge other people, but she young children
prostitute herself out with her neighbor Jade.
Let's hear about that.
She told us about it, and they were robbing guys.
So she literally was a hooker, a Craigslist hooker.
She told us that, and it was going on at the time that DCF told her they were not giving her kids back to her because they had gotten another complaint, and the complaint was that she was prostituting herself out. You posted the stuff about that. She absolutely was. She was telling us all about it all the time.
Holy shit!
$120 for a quick visit. It's like 15 minutes. And it's mainly just Jade doing it all. I'm mainly just getting all the money and Jade pimping Jade out. Like, you're such a dumb bitch.
So she would take her upstairs neighbor Jane, who was an addict, and
she was her sponsor.
She was her sponsor.
Kate
She was her
Jade's
sponsor.
Yeah, Kate was supposedly Jade's
Yeah.
sponsor, but Kate was drunk.
Oh my
So
god.
she would take this girl and just meet guys on Craigslist right off. This is right around the time of the Craigslist killer too, by the way. Seems kind of dangerous. And just goes out
That's what
and
we told her.
you know,
That's exactly what we told her.
right?
We
Like
said,
that was the
"You
thing,
know,
2010, and this was like 2012 or whatever. And she would
No, this
charge
was-
the John. She would charge the Johns money
Yeah.
to bang Jade, not her.
Yeah.
Oh my god. And this is right around.
The
Did you know?
allure, the allure was because Jade was a very pretty, like Asian
or
looking
Filipino.
something. She was a very pretty girl.
Yeah.
So
Did you?
that's how she was doing it because everybody.
No, this would have been in 2016.
This was 2016 that I'm talking about. So maybe that's not the same time. This is a different time that they
Oh,
told her.
2016. This is more recent.
Yeah, she
This was
living
the
in
same
North
year as our
Attleboro.
wedding. This was later in the year after our wedding. This was like maybe July.
Oh, I thought she was reformed. She told me she was reformed.
God,
okay, I guess
no.
not. Oh, okay. So she's not. So this is her in 2012.
We got married in 2016, and everything I told you happened after the wedding.
Do you know about her background? Have you seen these videos? Her first attempt at like internet fame,
No.
when her daughter calls her a retard in this. So this is
No,
her.
but I know that she told me once that her daughter told her this was after they got okay. So she was getting them back during the week, on the weekends, and supposedly this is what she said. She was getting her kids back. They stayed on with her on the weekends, and then it's their way of stepping them back into the house or whatever.
Yeah, right.
Something
This
happened. I think
this-
it was the prostitution thing, and they were like, "Nope, you're not having them back." They took them back away again, and they were making her do only visits at the facility, supervised visits at the facility again. And her daughter told her, this is what she told me. Now, Kate said to me, "Do you know what Teresa said to me?" She said, "Mom, I know you think you're trying, but you always mess up. Like, that's just what you do." And that for some reason got under her skin so bad, but she can't even, like, I don't know. It doesn't seem like she's trying.
Yeah. So this was about 3 or 4 days before DCF took them away in 2012. She's making YouTube videos. Check this out. This is when the girl was, I think, 5.
Do you have a good day? Because I had a good day. I thought about you all day. What we have is so beautiful, and I hope that you never leave me, because if you leave me, I would be really upset. I would be so upset if you left me, because you're the first Facebook boyfriend I've ever had, and I really wanted a Facebook boyfriend. I love you, Michael.
Hey, Mom. Wait. Mom, what are you doing?
This is what grown-ups do when they're in love!
You're a retard.
You're a retard. This is
You
what
know
she got the girl to call her a retard, and she's 5. That's insane.
That's good. That's good parenting.
That's awesome parenting right there.
Oh my god! And she obviously lost the password for this account, so she can't take them down. There's this other video where she pretends to be 6 months. This is after the children have been taken, when she's supposedly
The
trying
Plan
to.
B pill?
The Plan
Yes.
B pill.
She showed us that.
Yeah, she like thinks this is funny. She pretends to be 6 months pregnant and tries to get the abortion pill,
About 45% effective.
and then asks for coat hangers.
Yeah.
Well, that's after 72 hours. You're like,
Yeah, I don't know
how far along are you?
It's been a few months.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I have to get the condoms and the lubricant.
Probably, but I don't think.
Along those lines, let me ask you, what's the return call?
Yeah, so she's absolutely fucking demonic, and clearly nothing has changed, because her kid is still on a DCF. Like, her kid was in a group home, was missing like 3 months ago because Kate just ignores her. And I got an interesting video here that I haven't shown anyone yet from a recent. So Kate stole a trademark from somebody, of course, and started her own channel called Masshole Report, which, I mean, if the guy that owns Masshole Report wants to sue her, he absolutely could. It's just so unoriginal. And on this thing, it's just a bunch of freaks now that just come on here and talk about shit. But Kate goes into a rant here about her daughter and what she plans to do with her. Because she's always saying, why do you bring the kids into it? Well, Kate, you're the one that brings the kids into it. Let's play this part.
fucking children, especially my teenage daughter, right? That's going through her own shit right now. And to constantly, like, you don't have to be there when the camera's shut off and my daughter is literally like, Mom, like, why are they talking so much shit about me? Why are they making shit up? You know, it really does bother me at the end of the day, because she's a teenager. She's finding her own way. She's going to make mistakes. I'm okay with that.
Thanks, Billy.
It's unfortunate that because of my role on the internet, my child, my 14-year-old daughter, who, by the way, is a very intelligent, very, beautiful, charismatic.
She's great. She's a great kid. I love her.
Just ripping butts. Oh my God. So she's like, oh, how can you do this? Like, bitch, nobody's talking about your daughter. We're talking about you raising your daughter. This is what she does. Like, if you attack her parenting skills, which obviously are as bad as you get, she's like, you're just attacking my daughter, and she hides behind it. That's all the girl is for her. But it gets crazier. Listen to what she says about the daughter.
As a code. Where, no families, no judges, nobody, it's not business. They're not interfering with your business. They're doing their own business. These guys have gone beyond that. This is really. I almost feel like they're not going to be happy until somebody's dead.
And you know what? You guys are lucky that I don't allow my daughter her own presence in this, because she would fuck you all up. I'm not even kidding. But at some point, as she gets older, more and more does my control sort of fall to the wayside. And I say, okay, you have certain control over your own things. The closer that she gets to 18, the more that you may or may not see her, respond to this shit. I would not want to be in the way of this kid. I really would not, because she will fuck you up.
Is that not the trashiest?
Just like her.
It's like
herself.
Your daughter is literally so troubled, and I feel bad for any loving parent would just be like, I need to drop everything to help this child, because she's going down this horrible path and she's running away from home and she's been in DCF care and blah 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 blah, and she's just like, my daughter will fuck you up. Fuck you up. Okay. Insane. Yeah, it gets better. She goes on.
Quiet daughter who graduated in 4 years, so I was, fortunate with that.
I've got a daughter who is her mother's child through, right?
Technically, mine is her mother's child too, because I didn't school her.
Well, I'm glad that you're
no one cares about you, dude. Shut up.
Was a responsible individual.
Well, it's now my ex, but she has a PhD, so my daughter got that part of her.
Good for you, dude.
I'm just an accountant, so she didn't grow up boring.
No, but I'm saying, we the females in my family, we are fucking hurricanes. All right, I'm just saying,
I come through the same thing. Yeah.
The more that this drags on, and the more shit that's thrown out there, the more that she is itching to fucking respond. And at some point, I'm gonna drop the raids. Right now is not the right time. She's too young. But when it happens, watch out, okay? Because she is her mother's daughter through and through.
What life? Great life.
She's like,
gonna turn into a drunk.
I'm gonna drop the reins and watch out. She's proud of it. She's like, my daughter is turning out to be fucking white trash like me, and watch out, because she will fuck you up. It's like, oh, congratulations, Kate. You must be so fucking proud. Oh my goodness gracious!
Great life aspirations to have for your kid. Here you go.
Yeah.
I want you to be just like me.
Yep. Let me show you a little. Check this out. Let's see what we got here. Because she acts like it's over. Oh, I'm reformed now. Well, check this out that I got here.
She wasn't reformed in 2016.
No, this is a what you see right here. This is a call log from the North Attleboro Police Department on the date is 10/1. The date on this is November 25th, 2020. They respond to 47 Avery Street. That's her. And they go there for a child in trouble.
Wow.
And a domestic incident. Another one on the same address. Let's see what we have here. A child in trouble, and the date on this one is 10/2. So that was 5 weeks before that. They get called there to the same house. 911 incident to the same address on 10/21 for a building check. So on the incident on the 25th, that is the incident in which Kate got in a physical altercation with her daughter. They fought, and Kate called the cops on her kid and had her kid locked up on Thanksgiving. This kid ate Thanksgiving dinner in a DYS facility and was there for a couple months. And Kate got her case reopened at that point, her DCF case reopened. They do regular visits with her. She does not have the child now. That's why the child was literally missing 3 months ago, because she was in a group home and she ran away from that because, you know, Kate's a little bit busy. She's got this whole fucking YouTube thing that she has to write about, but she's reformed. She's different now. She's like totally clean now because
not selfish at all.
Now, let me ask you this. So what I got from her, what I take from her is that she uses big words and attempts to sound smart to make you think that she's not this white trash gutter muppet, and she's really good at it.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see that a lot?
I don't know if she like reads the dictionary at night or something.
No, she just thinks if she talks long enough and with big enough words, people won't pay attention to the stupidity that's coming out of her mouth. A lot of her, if you listen to her, really, like, if you were to read her words, she's an idiot. It's a lot like how she's more of a showman. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like
it's all in the performance.
Yeah.
Right. It is all in the performance. So I'm trying to read what else we got here. So you talked about the AA meetings. We talked about the DCF. Once I went with Kate for a visit at DCF with her kids. She wanted to stop at a bakery and get the kids cupcakes. And when she was backing out, she hit an older lady's car. And then once we left, she told me she gave the woman the wrong name and all the wrong info.
Yeah, but she's reformed, right?
She's reformed.
Let me see. That must have been. It was very warm out. It was summer because it took us well over an hour to get off Cape. So I don't know exactly when it was. But we stopped at a bakery. There was this lady that had to be 80 at least. I mean, little old lady by definition. And Kate backed into her car. The woman got out. She came over and she was like asking Kate if she was okay. And she was really so nice. And Kate told me to go get a notepad for her. And I did. And when I came back, she jotted something down and she handed it to her. And she said, all right. And we left. And we got on the highway. And she said, oh. I said, that's probably going to make your insurance go up. And she said, no, it's not. And I said, what do you mean? I said, how is that not going to make your insurance go up? I said, you totally just hit that lady's car. And she said, yep, but, and she rattled off some name. I don't remember what the name was now. She said, but this is the person that hit her car. And this is her insurance information. And this is her tag number. She said, and that's not my information or my tag number. So have fun finding whatever that person's name was again. And I was like, whoa. I said, that poor old lady. And she was like, poor old lady. And I don't know what she said, something off the wall, because I remember I just turned around and I was like, wow. And I remember I texted Eli and I was telling him about it. And I was like, fucking what in the hell? Who does that?
Yeah, it's absolutely, I mean, it's insane. Now, let me ask you something. So this is actually a sensitive issue and people are saying I shouldn't have included it or whatever, but I've done it before. I've published this because I don't, and I've crossed out the names when I did publish it. Right. So when Kate's two children were in foster care, they had to be separated because there was an incident in which they were being inappropriate with each other. And you knew about that. You knew about that. How did you know about that?
Kate told us.
Yeah. She told you about that.
Yeah. She said that they caught them fondling each other or something, and that the woman totally freaked out and overreacted because she said, because all you have to do is like, you have to tell them that that's not okay. Like somehow they got it in their head that that's okay. That's all. They're kids. You teach them, you tell them that it's not okay and it's fine. But no, she freaked out. So now my kids can't even be together.
So she thinks it was an overreaction for a woman to like kind of freak out when she finds two small children fondling each other. Yeah. That is, and like you said, that's learned behavior. That is not
absolutely. No, what do you, Teresa and
that's right. Yeah.
This is like that's learned behavior, and I don't care. I have my own theories about how you learn something like this. I don't know if they witnessed.
It's only a handful of ways, and none of them are good.
No, you're absolutely right. And it just, I wonder what Kate did to those kids. I'm not accusing anyone. I'm not saying anything happened, but I wonder what Kate, something happened. Something happened.
They were exposed to something at the very least.
It's just negligible parenting.
It's just not being there when you need to be, and not physically there. Like, you got to be all in. Kids are no joke. That's one job you can't half-ass. You got to be all in. She's never gotten that, because when it comes down to what's best for her, what's best for her kids, it's going to be what's best for her. And if it's not what's best for her kids, well, they better just roll with the punches, because that's how we roll.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the kind of take she has on everything.
Right.
She likes to cry that she's this bleeding mom. You know what I mean? Like, oh, and I do everything for my kids, and I sacrifice everything for my kids, and I'm the best mom that I can be. And she likes to tell everybody the things like with her cigarettes. Man,
oh, dude, every time I talk to her on the phone, it was always
for real. Like, you're not even really smoking. Stop it. You're just acting. That's all part of the act too. Stop.
Really?
Yeah, it's like acting. Like, come on, what are you doing?
So when's the last time you guys spoke with her?
When that night when he called and confronted her and called her out, and she said she was not talking about it because she was at work.
And we worked at the same place.
We worked at the same place. We were all at work. We did
newspapers.
We delivered newspapers.
Oh, this is back in her.
Just avoided me from then on. And
she avoided us, and we did not speak
mock
to her.
her out loud and tell her she stunk like. I mean, just like really trying to provoke something out of her.
Yeah, every day when she would come to work, every night when she came to work to pick up the papers, he would like call her out, like being really loud. She'd walk in and he'd start making bad jokes like, oh my God, there is a fish in here. What is happening? Oh my God, something reeks. And she would never, ever respond to him at all. No. She would just do her stuff, not say nothing, and she would leave.
She's insane. She actually, funny story, she sent my house got a letter in the mail from an anonymous person with some organization called whatever, like Fallen Angels or something like that. And it was an attempt to break up my family. She literally sent the same with, a bunch of stuff in there. And it was obvious that it was her. Like she gives it away with the words she uses.
The way that things worded. Exactly.
It's just and she thinks she's slick about it. I'm like, oh, I know who this is. This is obviously Kate. Because we've all had to block her on social media and stuff like that with her various accounts. And, I stopped paying attention to her a while ago. Because I don't know, I just like, who the fuck is she? I've already hit on all this, whatever. And then that really pissed her off. She ended up raising $3,000 to sue me in August. She hired this fucking joke of a lawyer named Mike Gaffney down in Florida to sue me. And who, by the way, she has fucked with this guy before, because when she worked with me, we used to fucking write about this guy all the time, mock him. She hires him, and she raises $3,000 to sue me. And it's been 10 months now and ain't no lawsuit. So I don't know what her followers think of that, but apparently they just donated something and they just don't care. They just don't care.
Well,
Kate spent the money on
she absolutely spent
no doubt.
it on probably pills and alcohol. If she stayed with the same trait that she was in when she hang around us.
But to the donors, she always said, I'm gonna sue. I'm gonna do it's coming real soon. It's always in the works. It's always in the works with her. And she likes to act like she's smart. She's like, we're working out procedure and discovery. Like, she'll use a bunch of big words knowing that her fucking followers are retards. And so they won't understand what any of the fuck this means. And she's talking fast and she's using big words. So she must know what she's talking about.
Those are just words you heard on an episode of SVU. That's all.
Exactly. Let me show you.
She's real good at falsifying documents. Like, she'll download something. She did it for some paperwork she had to do for when she worked for the newspaper.
For her community.
Her community service. So she had to do community service. Yeah, she had to do community service, and she didn't want to do all of that. So she printed the paper off, and she was looking up, and she had to do like something with the letterhead or something of
from a 501c3.
Right. So she downloaded it and like printed it off and like did a bunch of tweaking with it and like perfected it and showed it to us. And she's like, look, it looks just like theirs. This is great. And it worked because she got out of doing community service.
It's so funny that you should mention that. Let me bring up this blog real quick. I swear, there's a blog. Anytime you tell a story, I'm like, I got a blog for that. I got a blog for that.
Whether she likes it or not, she's only got a few tricks, and she just plays the same ones over and over and over and over.
So this was around this was March 30th of last year. Kate Peter drafted a fraudulent federal complaint against me for copyright in order to get a YouTube video removed, but she used an already existent docket number. So she like to get a video taken down to YouTube that's like unflattering about her. She goes and she you have to file with YouTube and say you have a copyright, but YouTube's like, I need to see the federal complaint in order for you to do that. So Kate Googles a federal complaint that already exists. Okay. And here it is, like Catherine Peter versus Aiden Blarney, Worcester Digital Marketing LLC. And it's this whole thing about, I'm like, this looks legit. This looks like an actual federal copyright complaint. I'm like, am I going to federal court for this? But then I look at the docket number on it and I Google the docket number, and it's an already existent docket number from 2013. She just took somebody else's case and just fucking like, she's fucking insane. She's like insane. Like, who the fuck does that? That's fucking madness. The amount of effort that went into that.
Kate does that. That's what she does.
And I can't
proof of something, she's gonna make it. Literally.
Exactly. Well, the weird part is too, like, so check this out. This is how stupid her followers are. And I think Kate is just, I mean, I've never been more grossed out
Those
by
are
a chick.
probably her Craigslist pictures right there.
Oh my God. That's the best. But look at, these are her followers. These are two of her biggest suck ups here, Pat and Corrosive Commentary. I glanced at that blog, and in every one of the pics of Kate, she is smoking hot and says, Pat, it's Kate. The woman doesn't take a bad photo. Like, what? These guys, to me, those are the statements from somebody who has never, ever even remotely come close to having sex with a woman. If you think that is like what is good looking, like they're honestly thinking, all of them, like, oh man, someday I'll be able to get a hand job from Kate. Someday that's coming. That day's coming any day now, but it's not, fellas. I hate to break it to you. It's not coming. Really, unless you got $50, but
Eddie Murphy's had more attractive transvestite hookers than Kate.
I mean, kind of looks like one. No offense. I mean, like,
that's exactly what I said. She like ruined my wedding pictures because it looks like I got a like transgender prostitute to stand in or something.
We just need a stand-in.
Just need a stand-in. Anybody will do.
Yeah.
That's basically what it looked like. I was like, what the hell?
So I've talked to the in-laws. I've talked to Andrew's family, who hates her.
That was interesting.
Yep. They didn't want to talk that much because they are like petrified of Kate, and they live in North Carolina, and Kate does not allow Andrew to have anything to do with them. And so then there was Stephen Young's family.
It always was. She would create problems.
Andrew Johnson?
Yeah.
Andrew Johnson.
I told you they're back together.
Jesus Christ.
What do you mean? Oh,
punishment.
Did he think
he's
that
a nice guy? But he is a really nice guy.
He seems like it. He seems like a pushover. He's a pushover.
Yeah.
He's a pushover. He's a really nice guy. He is a good parent when he's sober.
Yeah. He's an addict, obviously. and he gets pills from her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like she fed his addiction. And I posted 3 separate police calls to her house. And 2 of the 3 times he calls the cops on her, and he ends up getting arrested because she just manipulates the police.
She's a really good victim.
Yeah. She's the best.
She's a really good victim.
Well, she's
doing it her whole life.
She said that she was raped. One time she went on and said that she was raped. Her younger 2 kids were products of rape. That's why she adopted them out.
What's her dad's name?
Richard.
Rick.
Yeah.
Okay, so Rick was always the fat friend in high school that was the pushover. And Kate always dated this kid named Brandon Tomes that lived across the street from the school. And after his mom passed away, she treated him like shit. They broke up. And like Rick was just finally the nice guy friend moved into the position, and Rick knocked her up. And I mean, Rick's a nice guy, but he's an addict as well.
Yeah. I mean, nothing ever surprises me.
She definitely has a type. Absolutely.
Just people she can take advantage of.
An addict that's weak-minded enough to let her control.
Yeah. And so
sad because they're nice people. They're nice guys.
So Rick was the first, the father of her first kid was also named Rick, I believe. Rick Kelly.
Rick Kelly. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, I thought you were talking about her.
No.
I think her actual father's named Richard too.
Oh,
I think so.
I
Yeah.
thought Steven was the father of all those kids.
No. Rick Kelly is the girl's father, and she got him hooked on drugs. So I talked to Rick Kelly's mother about this. Kate used to live with them, and Kate one time, this was like the final straw with her. She said that they slept in her bed, her and Rick, and Kate got period blood all over the sheets and just didn't.
Kate got period blood. Way worse than that, all over some shit on some clean laundry.
Let's hear. So you told me a story about that. Let's hear about it. I want to hear how gross it is. Tell me about what she did. Tell me about what she did. What did she do? After
we had like told her, get the fuck out of our life, like you suck ass and we're not fucking your friends anymore. Go the fuck away, never come back, basically. I go in my room, like there's a stack of folded laundry on top of my dresser. And it was like clothes that Kate was borrowing, right, while she was there. So I didn't want them back. So I just I would wash them by themselves and dry them, and I would fold them up and I'd put them on top of the dresser, and that was her spot. And some of her clothes were there too. So after she left, I'm going to just throw that shit away. So I got the trash can, I'd go throw it away. I pick up a stack of the clothes, and like part of the way through, and there's dirty clothes in between the clean clothes. There's a pair of panties in there that I don't even know how the hell to describe to you.
The crustiest, dustiest, nastiest drawers this side of the Mississippi.
I don't understand how that happened.
Like shit stains?
No, like something from her vagina.
Like schmegma.
Like it looked like crust and like
blood and maybe a little bit of shit. Oh my God.
It was all kinds of just,
I took pictures. I don't have it anymore. A sinus infection.
But I took pictures. Yeah, it looked like her vagina had a really horrible sinus infection and like exploded. It was terrible. I printed pictures, and that was one of the things that we did at the newspaper to try to terrorize her. Is I took those pictures and I showed them to everybody at work.
You still have them? Do you still have them?
Look what she left at my house, and I showed everybody. She was like livid, but she didn't say anything to us.
She left them at your house.
Stormed out. Yeah, like first of all, why wouldn't you they're dirty, clearly. Hello, that's the dirtiest I've ever seen of any underwear ever. And I have 6 kids and have all potty trained. You know, like, come on.
That's a biohazard. How dare you?
Biohazardous material. Right? That should have gone in a red bag.
God, that is fucking
the most
nasty
thing I've ever seen. And that includes those gross shows on TV that show you all kinds of gross stuff.
Yeah.
Nasty.
Oh my gosh. So you said that we had her stay with us and basically babysat her every day and make sure she took her what's it, abuse?
Yeah.
So that she wouldn't drink.
Yeah.
She was trying to get her kids back. She had to not drink to do that. She couldn't accomplish it. She kept calling me drunk by 10 o'clock in the morning. So finally Eli told her, come down to the Cape, stay with us for a couple weeks, get yourself clean. Tasha will hang out with you. You guys can go to meetings. It'll be good. So for about 2 weeks there, I babysat her every day. Made sure she took her antabuse every morning as soon as she got up. Open her mouth, put her tongue up, show me it's not there, the whole 9 yards. Keep her fucking sober. Go to these meetings. Do all this stuff. Do whatever to keep her busy. Go to the beach. Like, we did all kinds of shit that you do with friends when you're trying to help them. And the payback I got was she tried to destroy my marriage. So
unbelievable. I mean, I felt the same way. I'm like, I gave you like she wrote this blog for me one time in which she called me her idol. Like, I'm like,
I saw that.
It was like flattering. I'm like, I trusted this girl more than anybody. And the whole fucking time she was just using me, plotting against me. It's like, wow, that's fucking like, if you're going to do that to me, like, who are you loyal to? Is she loyal to anyone? Does she care about anyone?
Herself.
Like, she doesn't even care about her kids, right? like you said, I thought that was
she got just tools for bargaining.
Her kids are bargaining tools to get what she wants. Manipulation tools.
Yeah, like I feel like the dog, like for her, it's like the kids right now are just things that you can use to be like, oh, look at me.
I'm topics for her right now.
Oh, I have a daughter.
I'm a good. It makes her seem like a.
Look, I'm relatable. I have kids, and they have kid problems, and this is teenage problems. And look what my daughter's doing, and look what my son's doing, and da 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 da.
Exactly.
I'm relatable. Look, I'm just like you guys.
You're like reading my mind. You're reading my mind because that is how I felt about her when she's telling me about like her kids. I'm like, oh, Kate's just a hardworking single mom, you know, or a single mom. She had a boyfriend too, you know, like she's like, you know, I feel bad for her. I'm like, oh, she's the poor kid's struggling. And I'm like, I don't know how Kate does it. I'm like, how does she balance?
Kate's never single for long, first of all, and Kate never pulls her share, much less both shares of parenting.
She makes it sound like it though.
She makes it sound like it. She does, but she never does. She never has.
Yeah, of course
It's not
not.
her. It's not her.
Yeah.
It's really
Wow.
not. Like that girl Jade, she stole that poor girl's dog. She absolutely stole her dog. She kept babysitting
right in front of her.
Right in front of her. Told her to her face she wasn't getting it back because she was a bad dog mom.
Was the dog Jolene?
Yes.
No.
Yeah. No. That was Andrew's dog.
That's
it was
Andrew's
a little
dog.
dachshund.
This is a little
wiener dog.
Wiener dog. And it was, I can't remember its damn name, but it was she brought it down here on the Cape with her for well over a week once. And we said, when are you giving Jade back her dog? Doesn't she miss her dog? She's like, I'm not. I've decided I'm keeping it. And I was like, you can't do that. That's her dog. She's going to call the cops on you. She's like, well, let her. She's like, maybe I'll just call animal control on her first so that they won't even let her have a dog. And then what are they going to do? They're going to put it in a shelter rather than let me have it? I don't think so.
Where's Jade at today? I want to talk to Jade.
I have no idea. And I don't even know what her last name is. I know Kate moved not long after the shit hit the fan with us because we had...
This was in Taunton or
yeah,
okay.
in Attleboro, North Attleboro. And that it was like a big story house. It had like three apartments or maybe four. I think it was three though. Kate lived on the bottom. Jade lived right above her, and there was like a couple that lived up on the top.
This is wild. This is absolutely wild. Like
we would have cookouts over there and have like eat pizza and kids hang out in the yard and shit. Like
her kids, not mine.
Her kids, not mine.
Yeah. You know, and tonight, like she does the show. Like I haven't obviously listened to this or anything. I assume it's stupid, but it's just like she carries on with these people of fucking weirdos and just judges other people and has these.
You don't know who Shanny is?
No, I'm new to all of this.
It's basically just the biggest waste of time circus freaks ever. But this is her life. Like this, doing that stupid show matters more to her.
And she's the center of attention. She's absolutely happy.
I went on the Masshole Report the other day and commented under a video, can Kate do anything besides fuck junkies and give kids away? And then immediately my comment got deleted. I don't know.
Yeah, oh yeah, they'll get rid of. She's all about free speech, and then she'll just do it real quick.
On her page.
And I've invited her on this show so many times. Like, come on, Kate. Like, you like to like mix it up with me. Let's go. Let's do it. But she won't do it.
Just like if we were to. That's just like if we were to, like, I don't even know, man. She's just crazy. She's just,
yeah.
She has no idea, man. She does the same things. It's repetitive over and over again. Like,
I feel bad for the son that she still has.
Oh my God.
He was in a mental.
Anyways, that poor kid was so.
He was hospitalized. He was hospitalized for a long time.
She told me about that.
Yep. And I just feel awful for him. I mean, the things that he's probably seen or whatever, like, and so like people, she'll always say, "Oh, you're picking on my kids." Like you're coming. It's like, no. I actually give a shit. I care more about your kids than you do.
Here's the thing. She likes to talk about what victims her kids were and her. But she never wants to talk about why she didn't get them the fuck out of there any point in time before she did.
Yeah. Oh, well, I know why.
If you're gonna be okay, if you're gonna be a woman, I understand. Okay, because like I've had my fair share far long ago. You know what I mean? Like I understand shit, but like you don't let your kids be in a dangerous position. Period. So if you're gonna put yourself there, that's one thing. It's a whole different ball game now that you are keeping your kids into this. Like,
yeah,
if you truly want out, you're gonna jump at whatever chance to get your kids out, even if you have to stay for a while.
Well, she chose Dick essentially over her kids several times. DCF gave her an option. Like, you can't, even after Stephen Young beat her the first time, like she still brought him around. And DCF said, "Look, he cannot come around," and that's why she got the kids taken from her. And then with Andrew Johnson. Because he had a drug problem, and they're like, this guy cannot be around your kids, Kate. And she's like, no, he's not living here. He fucking moved in. And DCF would take the kids away. It's like, we told you had one fucking job. And I know as a fact that DCF has gone to her and said, Kate, look it, you need to give up this feud with Turtleboy in your show and focus on this. And she told DCF, well, then he'll win. I can't let him win. And so it's
that's exactly it too.
That matters more to her than like doing what's best for her kids.
To be the winner is a top priority. There's a problem with that. You're a parent. You can't say that you're a parent and your kids are first when you show the entire world that that's absolutely not the case.
Yeah, you also can't be a winner if you're Kate Peter. I mean, with your past, like you've given that one up. You're never going to be a winner, Kate. Sorry.
Okay, let's say, for instance, she were to change today for real. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You still can't shake all of that. And I don't know if there's enough years left to make up for all the years of damage constantly. You've been like a hurricane with everybody that you come in contact with. How do you think that you're going to just fix that like that? That doesn't happen. That's not realistic.
Well, you actually have to be sorry and realize you were wrong. And she is she's not capable of that. She's just too conniving, too sneaky, whatever.
Because she's never wrong and she's always the victim, you see. You can't be the victim and be wrong.
Always. I thought she was like a regular human being, but shame on me. I should have realized that because she started, like you said, it's all about the tension. She started that YouTube thing in 2012. You've seen those videos. Nobody caught on. Nobody saw those videos. Like they had no views before I shared them. And then she like sees me. She uses me because I already had a platform. I had a lot of people that read the blog and stuff like that. And she's like, oh, I can use this guy to build up my own brand within his brand and then see you fucking later. And when I leave, I'm going to fucking make up all this shit about him too and fucking burn him because that's just what I do because I'm fucking twisted and evil and I'm a crazy bitch.
Like she may very well have tried to have some kind of backlash at us when we ghosted her, but we didn't care because we like deactivated our Facebooks and we blocked her on all of our phones and everything. And there was no way for her to get in. Yeah.
So this is her. Did you see this truck? What she did to her fucking company truck?
That's crazy.
I did see that. That's wild.
She burnt because she wrote in the threat to me. So first she logs into my account one day because she got that restraining order against me. And if I had all of a sudden one day, my account makes this comment, which I would never fucking write because I'm not a retard. I'm not like going to violate an order. It goes, Kate, I know you're watching right now. You fucked with my business, my livelihood and family, you vile cunt. This is a promise. I will ruin your entire life and I won't stop until everything you love is burned to the ground. You will suffer more than you have ever suffered before you poke the turtle. Good luck, bitch. So the talk about burning things, then the next day after that comment is made, because I proved it was her, I went in the account and you could see like that she had access to the Facebook page with a dummy account. I saw what time it was signed in at, and it was obviously her. And so like the next day, the word burnt to the ground. She burns a fucking truck to the ground. This is how, and she called the cops and blamed that on me too, because she's fucking psycho to do shit like that. It's absolutely insane.
She's like a sociopath, really. She has no conscience about anything. She just keeps going, and she literally it's like she's making it up as she goes or something. I don't know.
I think she's destined to end up in jail.
Oh,
like I think someday she's
definitely does enough to get there.
Like she's so crazy, and she thinks she's smart and can't get caught. But one day she's gonna do something. She's gonna
get desperate.
Yeah, like you talk about hitting that car in Taunton. Like she got away with that. She got away with what she did to me. She's gotten away with like fucking abusing her kids and like doing shit to Andrew and fucking eventually she's gonna get caught. And when she gets to jail, I watch Orange is the New Black. You ever watch that show?
Mm-mm.
Like when Kate eventually goes to prison, which she will eventually, she will run. She has nothing to worry about in jail. She will run that shit when she gets in there because jail is a perfect spot for her because it's filled with stupid fucking people and she will fucking manipulate all of them. She will be running whatever jail she eventually goes to. Mark my word.
Oh, I'm sure.
That's my prediction.
Eli always told her she was like, very manly. So,
yeah, a little bit like
her whole like Slender Man. That's her nickname.
Oh, gross.
He started calling her like Slender Man, and everybody called her. She's like always built exactly the same as she is now. She's always exactly the same.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna bring on Bret. I want Bret. You want to call in Bret? I'm gonna bring on this guy Bret. He's like kind of my co-host. Do you guys want to stick on if Bret comes on, or do you want to skedaddle?
Oh, I'm fine. Eli
okay, cool.
Eli just went to bed. He has to be up early for work.
Okay. Bret, if Bret wants to come on, I put the thing in there because Bret's fucking got a lot of strong feelings about her. So she kind of turned Bret and I again. Bret was the co-host of my weekend show, and she started putting like thoughts in my head about Bret. She's like, Bret's bad for you. Bret's bad for the brand. You're never going to grow with him. He, swears too much and he's too coarse, and you don't want to be associated with him.
Whoa. He swears too much. She said he swears too much.
Yeah, amongst other things.
She is such a potty mouth. How can she say anybody swears too much? There are sailors that would be embarrassed talking to her.
Bret has a special kind of swearing. It's not like, and it's a very unique swearing. Bret will.
She's very abrasive herself. I just don't understand how she can take anybody abrasive, as abrasive as she is. Maybe I'm naive. I don't know, but
that's what she pretends. She pretends to be above it all, but she's really not. And so I'm going to bring Bret on now. Bret, are you there?
Yeah. Hey, how you doing?
What's going on, brother?
No, just enjoying the fucking show and the horror stories about that fucking cunt piece of shit.
Oh my God.
So what are your thoughts on all this, Bret?
She did the same thing between you guys that she did between me and my husband. She was
telling
me all the same things. She was telling me that he only got with me because I was so broken, and that his personality needed somebody to fix, and that he's really just bringing me down, and that is, I needed to go to therapy, and if I would go to therapy, that I would be able to grow, and I would know that I was better than him. And then she would be telling me that the reason I refused to go to therapy wasn't because there was nothing wrong with me, but it was because I subconsciously knew that I would leave Eli if I did.
She's really, she's even worse than we thought, dude. Like, after she caused so many problems between me and Turtleboy, like, it was a year that fucking shit was all fucked up. I got blamed for everything. Remember? Even back in the day, I was the one that said, watch this slimy cunt.
He did. He warned
And he's
me.
like, no, she's going to be great. And here we sit.
That's
she's putrid. The underwear thing, I'm never going to get out of my head. I'm literally a half gallon of vodka has to pass through my system tomorrow just to burn that image out of my fucking brain.
I'm going to find that picture. I'm going to
you keep it to yourself. I don't want to fucking see it.
It was terrible.
Jesus.
The biggest revelation tonight was the fact that she pimped out the Asian girl who she was the fucking sponsor of, who lived upstairs. So she took an addict. She's like, okay, I'll be your sponsor. I'll help you out. Yeah, you're going to go suck this dick for $50.
The crazy shit is that like stuff like that doesn't even shock me. You know what I mean? Like, it's new to me, but I'm like, oh, okay. Because, I mean, just her own words. Oh, my kid's fucking, this is fucking up my kid. Da, 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 da. That's when an adult human being logs the fuck off.
Yeah.
Like, that's the end of it. No, I'm hurting my fucking mental fucking midget child. I have to fucking stop this, period. Even a dick like me would stop.
She's never
but
stopped
she doesn't
hurt her kids, though. She's never stopped a single thing that hurt her kids.
Yeah.
And as far as the whole we can't fucking talk about her kids bullshit, I never knew about her kids until she brought them up. And like the video you showed, all that. Oh, why are they talking about me? Because you've been a focal point for this bitch's attention-starved fucking empty head, and you brought him into this.
Yeah,
so that's not my fault, son.
What'd you think of that video I showed tonight where she was saying that, well, I'm going to unleash my daughter, take off the reins, and she's just like her mom. She sounds
How old is that kid now?
14.
I would get 15, 14, yeah. Right.
Listen, when she's 18, give it a shot, Kate. I fucking dare you. When that little fucking semen demon cunt is 18, send her out here. Have her do your light work, kid, because I'll bury her like I buried fucking you piece of shit.
I bet you won't.
Benedict Arnold Judas cunt. Fuck you, you slimy bitch.
If she's anything like her mother, she's going to come to me and try to side with me and give me information about Kate. That's what Kate would do. She would go behind your back and be like, hey, so use this against her. Use this against her. I bet you the girl does that.
If she still associates with her mother when she turns 18, Kate will probably instruct her to do that exact thing, because that sounds like Kate. 100%. That sounds like Kate.
Oh no, like she'll fucking go behind. She'll try to fuck her mom over. Like, she probably hates Kate, and she'll be like, oh well, this guy is Kate's enemy. I'll go to him and I'll give him information.
And I'll really hurt mom. Yeah, that'd be great. That would be so awesome.
It would be funny if she was like, decided, like, volunteered to be a guest on the show. I'd have her on now.
Fuck that. You will make her your new co-host. I'll step to the side. Kate's daughter at 18 is your co-host every Saturday. So that fat, bloated piece of shit gotta watch it. Fuck you. That would be great. I'll be the Tuesday co-host. She can have weekends.
Imagine that. It was my
She wouldn't be able to handle it.
special guest from the group home, or like while she's on the run, Amber alerts out. Fucking comes on the Turtleboy Live Show.
Kind of like when Amanda Sawyer called from the Nut House, like the same type of thing.
More like when Ashley St. Angelo's abused children came on the show and talked about their what life was like for them living with an abuser. It would be similar to that.
Yeah. That'd be fun. That would be so awesome.
Yeah. I mean, it's like the kids are too old to adopt out and too troubled. Like, nobody's going to adopt a 15-year-old girl who runs away a lot. That's not going to happen. So, like,
yeah, that's not. Yeah. I mean, nowadays, all these fucking little hipsters and Karens that want to save the world, one of them might take it on. You know, like everyone wants to be the savior nowadays. Well, no, she's white, so never mind.
Yeah, I was going to say she's white. It's not going to work out.
Oh, forget it.
Yeah. Nobody wants to adopt a troubled white kid, Brett. You know.
Believe me, I know, pal. Yeah. I know.
All right. Why don't we take any questions from anybody in the comments? If you guys want to ask a question to Natasha, myself, or Brett, or whatever,
I just want to say I'm so glad you came on. Thank you so much for coming on and telling us this shit. This has been fucking my favorite show that I wasn't on by far. Has been this one.
My pleasure.
It's a hoot to think about now. You know what I mean? At the end of all of it, my mind was blown so much, and I was like, "Who the hell is this person? Like, how does somebody even deceive somebody like that?" Like, it blew my mind.
Listen, just make a deal with me that tomorrow, when you have PMs banged up with Stacey McManus and Chris Keegan and a bunch of trolls hitting you up, just forward that shit to Unc, because it's gonna happen. She won't come at you herself, because then she can't deny it, but she'll send her little bitch puppets. Watch, guaranteed. If you have social media, she's gonna leak into it tomorrow. I'll bet you $5.
Like, I don't what she may not have figured out yet, but she should have. She can't get me like that. I'm not like, you can't come at me like that. I don't.
He's right. They are gonna try. They're gonna post pictures of you and
That's
memes.
exactly what Eli told me. He said, just watch for it. He said she's gonna send all the little minions.
Oh, it's coming. Yep.
But I'm not scared of her, and I ain't scared of none of them, because you know what? Like, I'm telling the truth, and if she can't handle the truth, then I'm sorry. If she's got some truth to tell me, go ahead, please. I
100% believe you, because it's the exact same shit that I went through. It's like a support group.
Let me tell you something. You see the pictures I sent that, not the wedding ones, like we're eating wings.
The one that you sent to me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw that one.
We're eating wings. So that's my birthday that year, right?
Yeah.
We went to DJ's Wings.
Yeah.
Me, her, and Eli. Earlier before that, Eli had worked in the morning first for a few hours or something. So he was at work, and I was somewhere with her. Maybe it was doing her newspapers or something, because when we got done, Eli went to his day job, and she would always come and get me to pick me up to go and help her with hers. I had a really, really bad headache. I got migraines, like I have since I was a kid. She gave me a pill, and I said, what is it? And she said, oh, it's just like Tylenol. Don't worry. So I took that. Turns out, I don't know anything. Like, I don't remember any of those pictures. None of them. Because whatever she gave me is what people refer to as a Johnny or Johnny Rocket or something. I don't know.
She roofied you?
I don't know what that is.
She's Sebastian Janikowski. That's
what it was the same. It was probably the same shit she gave to Jade every time she went on a Craigslist date.
So it's those are the pills that she gets that Andrew wants from her. Those are the ones that it's like I forgot what they're called.
Seroquel?
V word.
Viagra? Well, Vivacine. No, Vivanice. That's the shit she takes. It's like the equivalent of Adderall. And she always shits on me for taking Adderall. I have a prescription, like it's like an insult. Like,
right. So she gets those. And that's what it was that she gave me, I'm pretty sure. Because Eli told me afterwards, like the next day, he said, man, you were falling asleep. You could not stay awake. And I said, I don't know. I said, maybe that pill she gave me. He said, what pill? And I told him, I said, she gave me something. She said it was like Tylenol. He went and talked to her and he came back and he told me she gave me a fucking Johnny. And I was like, what's that?
And let me play. This is the video I was talking about. This is the first time I knew something was going on here on her show.
Press 1 to answer. Hang up to call to voicemail.
What the frick? I can't do both.
The Eyeroll of Death.
Press 1 to answer. Hang up to send call.
You're on the air.
Hey, Bristol, it's Turtleboy.
Oh, no, you're not Josh. What's up?
No, I'm not. Just a reminder, now we got a large audience. Take people to fundraisers in the top link. Donate. If you don't get excellent job so far, I just want to say.
Okay.
It's fantastic. I love
Look at her.
watching it.
Look at her.
And if people want this type of journalism to continue, we cannot survive without your donation. So there's literally a link right at the top. Please donate. We love you all.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
Does she forget it's like you can see it?
Like, she forgot that it's my channel. Like, bitch, you work for me. You fucking work for me. She really thought she was like some fucking superstar. She's like,
You're on the air.
oh my God.
It's easy for her to go in her head, though. You know that?
Yes.
Yeah. And then here's
a power. It's like it's inflated fast.
here's another one where she does this eye roll thing. Yes, this is a famous one. Check this one out.
Okay. Anyway, are we putting who's putting PayPal accounts? Don't put anybody's freaking PayPal account in here. Seriously, this is not what we do this for on my show.
On my show.
On my show.
No one wants to buy you cigarettes, dude. Don't post your fucking
I
PayPal.
really, come on. I don't even know. So do we have any other questions while we wrap this up, I guess?
Nah, before we wrap this up, though, I want the donate link is in the blog. Keep it going.
Look at that.
Getting sued by a whole bunch of people, so it's in the YouTube description. Just wanted to say that.
She's so mad.
Look at her. Oh, look at her.
It's just like a petulant little fucking child, man.
Yeah, look at Justin. Look at Justin's reaction to her reaction.
Okay.
That poor kid.
Look at it. Look at Justin. Like, this bitch is crazy. This bitch is crazy.
You see him look at the camera? He's like, is she really doing this? This is insane.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Oh my God.
He was a good
What
guy,
a
though.
guy.
I'm glad
No, like-
he jumped ship when he did.
I still talk.
I
I still talk to Justin sometimes. He's a good guy.
He's a good kid.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, this is fucking crazy. So, anybody else have any more questions before we call it a night? It's been a good one. It's been a good one.
Dude, I have enjoyed the fuck out of this. Even
I mean,
oh, that's so good. The crusty panties thing is the cherry on the piece of shit sundae. Like, what the guy there say? It looked like her fucking cunt had a nasal infection.
Yeah.
Is that what he said? Something like that? That's fucking beautiful.
I
That's
know.
poetry. Bravo, sir.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like her personality came out her vagina into her panties.
It's like her pussy threw up after a night of tacos and fucking tequila.
It was so, oh my God. Like, but
Sounds like a
she's
Monday for
disgusting
her.
Person, so I guess thinking back, it's pretty fitting because she's a disgusting person in general, in every way you can think of. Like, she's just not a good person. She wants everybody to think she's such a good person, but good people don't do the things she does.
Yeah, exactly.
Good people don't stab people in the backs when they've done nothing but help you and try to drag you up out of the gutter.
There's literally nobody she wouldn't do this to. Family, kids, friends. Like, I don't know. There's just no explanation for that other than like you were born without a soul.
She's a
Like,
sociopath, man.
Sociopath.
Me.
Right.
She stood up at our reception when she did her little speech saying about how she had been friends with Eli since they were little kids and that he was like the best person that she knew in the world and that, you know, he was always going to be her very best friend and all this and that and the other shit. But you don't do stuff like that. Why would you try to ruin the happiest
That's
day
what
of
she
life?
should have said at the end of it. And I can't wait to destroy this marriage. Cheers, you guys. Enjoy it while it lasts.
Right.
Have some
You
drinks.
should have been up front because like, it wasn't going to be a week before you were going to start showing your true colors anyway. Like, that's the problem. She's a very good actress, but she can't hold on to the character long term like she wants to. That's the problem.
Right.
Well, she's real good at fooling stupid people.
She's
Like
real good.
that is a
She's real
skill.
good at
I mean,
Hi,
you look
come
at
on,
her
give me a
audience and stuff. Hey, you were stupid. I got stupid a little. We made the mistake. I'm talking about the ones that even after this are gonna blindly defend it. They'll be like, well, maybe her vagina had COVID. That could happen.
Yeah.
Well,
in
you know what I mean? They'll
2016,
make excuses for her.
She's really case number one then, because that was 2016. I'm just saying.
That was 2016. Wow.
That's where it came from. Kate's
Yeah,
vagina crusted panties.
Imagine that.
Now-
It wasn't.
and now
It wasn't a lab leak. It wasn't a lab leak, or
It was a vagina leak.
It was
Now the
Kate's
truth
fucking
comes
nasty
out.
panties. It was Kate's panties. That's where COVID came from. Kate's
Yep,
nasty.
I'm running with it.
That would actually be more plausible. Picture Dr. Fauci. Yes. It actually came from a panties of a whore from North Attleboro, Massachusetts. Yes, it was her.
We followed the snail trail all across the globe, and it all stems from her disgustingly overused cunt.
Oh my God.
That would be great. Clip it. I don't care.
Oh,
Turtle
my
Boy knows.
God.
I've told him all about a handful of her stories about that. That's just stuff that I know because it happened right here.
Here's a question. Did she target fat, no-sexed, lonely guys back then too?
She didn't really discriminate. She didn't know what these people looked like to begin with when she started fucking with them. She didn't care. She just started talking all dirty to them, and she'd meet up. She'd have us drop her off up in town, and then she'd have us come back and pick her up, and she'd tell us that she had just banged these guys in her car. And they're,
Jesus.
She's probably had. Oh my goodness.
She bangs
So
the
now
shot
we
out
know
her
how the panties got like that. Someone went down there, tried to eat her out, smelt it, threw up, finished fucking her, and then you found her laundry.
Right.
Case closed, son. Columbo up in this bitch.
She had a guy come here one night, like at midnight. We were sitting in the garage, and she had a guy come here at midnight one night, and she fucked him right here in the car in the driveway, and then the guy left. And then she came in, and we had gone inside, but when she was in there with him, we went inside and we went to bed, and then she came in there and told us what had happened. And she was like, I don't know if I should have done that. And Eli was like, well, it's kind of done now. There's not much you can do about it. So go to bed, because we're going to bed.
Oh yeah.
Grab the squeegee. Someone's got to clean off Kate.
Oh goodness.
It's a hot mess. It really is. I'm telling you that.
Literally a hot mess. Ugh.
Absolutely.
Ugh.
Get the mop.
Ugh.
Ugh.
All right. So, all right. Well, I appreciate you coming on. It looks like anything else to add to this, or
I think you got it.
I think we've covered it all. It's been a fun, informational evening,
Yeah.
and I appreciate you coming on and everything. And Bret, nice to have you on at the end too.
Yeah, I'll talk to you, brother. Jesus
all right, guys,
Christ.
we're gonna end it. Thank you, Turtle Riders, for all the donos, and we will see you guys all for the next episode on Saturday night. Peace, Turtle Riders.
Bye.